Yeah. I mean, if we defunded the police, we'd be Mexico quicker than we thought.
Yeah. Right.
Because the cartels would just drive over the border.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about this idea of using special forces guys to fight the cartels? This is
first and foremost, like if you were like, yo, we're going to wipe out a cartel tonight, I'd have been like, I'll load my frags extra careful. Like, let's go, right? But the reality is like, I know all my buddies are like, yeah, we'll fuck them up in a night. We'll fucking, fucking let's back up a fucking second here. The cartels have fucking men. They own the ground. They have fucking technicals. They have machine guns. They have fucking everything an army has. Right? And they've had decades to train waiting for this. Number 2. And number 3, our government's fucking compromised. So if you think they ain't gonna know you're coming, you know what I mean? I think you're fucking high.
Jesus Christ, that's a terrifying thought. The government's so compromised, the cartel's gonna get the word out before.
Well, how are we gonna... Look, we're not good at being fucking sneaky. We're not the Israelis doing that fucking pager shit.
That
you know
pager
what I'm saying?
Shit was wild.
Yo, that needs to be the model for every fucking thing we do in the future.
No matter what you think about the Israelis, what's going on in Gaza, that pager shit was wild.
Which tells me America should go back to making its own fucking cell phones and its own... We shouldn't have our fucking comms made overseas at all in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion.
No, I've been saying that forever. We should have our own cell phones.
Fuck.
And the fact that we're buying so much shit from China.
Fuck.
Especially after they banned Huawei because they know that Huawei stuff was compromised and they were having third-party input and being able to spy on people. Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Well, this is why we got to go back to making America like it used to be. We made our own shit. We use our own shit. We wouldn't have to worry about none of this.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing what's happening in this country where China's allowed to buy land that's near military bases. They supply cell phone towers. They put all these different, they sell us all this different shit, and we don't really know. I mean, I don't know how many experts are investigating these fucking cell phone towers.
Fucking zero, yeah, I bet. Fucking
I bet.
Zero.
Mike Baker was on here and he was telling me about how around military bases, like China has installed their equipment in all these military bases. Like at Formula One, where we were, my buddy owns the track, and they found these Chinese boxes that they had attached to the Wi-Fi. So they were just scooping up everybody's data. They called in Homeland Security to have them remove it and investigate it.
Fucking racetrack.
A racetrack. But they knew everybody was going to be using this public Wi-Fi. Yeah. Probably no VPNs, probably no security. And these people are getting all their shit siphoned up.
Fuck.
They're so sophisticated in how they've infiltrated. It's fucking crazy.
And we just allow it to happen.
It's very strange because you can't buy shit in China. If you think you're an American company, you're going to go over to China and operate with autonomy, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
You can't buy shit.
Yeah, they'll never let an American...
Never.
No, they don't want... Chinese would never buy communication devices from America.
No, and they certainly would never let America buy farmland right next to their military bases. They'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're like, sure, we'll sell it to you. Are you going to pay more?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. We'll take your money.
Fucking...
It's weird. It's weird how goofy we are.
I know. And then, I think it's this, Joe. I think people don't realize how fucking dangerous the rest of the world is and how, people are, plotting against us. And it's fucking real out there. The world is a crazy place. I say this. You don't know how fucking safe you got it here and how fucking great we got it here. You know what I mean?
Right.
People don't know that because they don't never leave here, so they're stuck in their own fucking bad attitude of their own grind or whatever the fuck they do. And look, I'm telling you, the world is fucking evil. People will fucking rape you, kill you. No one gives a fuck. Protect yourself all the time.
Well, you've been to parts of the world where you've seen this firsthand, and I think it's one of those things where if you don't see it, you don't believe it.
Yeah. I'll tell you I think the biggest thing I saw in Iraq, I think in maybe 2009-ish, there was the most fucking U.S. soldiers ever been in Iraq, right? Whatever the numbers are, I don't fucking know, right? But when Iraq had the most fucking soldiers it has ever had in Iraq is when Iraq was the safest. Think about it. You know what I mean? All we had to do was put a fucking tank under every fucking overpass. In every fucking neighborhood, there's a machine gun and a fucking 50 cal Humvee, right? Like, who's fucking around? They're everywhere. And that's the safest Iraq ever was. I'm telling you, we have that here, and people don't understand that in general. So if you want to defund the police, fuck, man, we're fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy, but...
You know, do you know Evan Hafer?
Yes.
Yeah, Evan was, we were in elk camp, and he was explaining some of the shit that he saw when he went from Iraq to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And it just how, he's like, Afghanistan is so fucked that you can't even comprehend it until you're there.
Yeah.
He goes, once you're there and you see it and you understand it, you become so cynical. You almost like, this culture is like unfixable. And he's like, most people just don't know that a place like that exists. That's so just down to its core, so fucked. And we was talking about how these guys have these boys that they have as their harem.
The number 9 boy.
What's that?
That's what the Egyptian Special Forces called him, the number 9 boy. He's the boy that gets fucked.
Why number 9?
I don't know. That's what the Egyptian Special Forces called. But every Afghanistan village had a fucking, what do they call it? The chogi boy or fucking
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But basically the 12-year-old that gets raped.
How much is involved in research with that? Like, how do you do research for something like Sicario?
I did a lot of research for Sicario.
How did you...
I was able to talk to some people on the inside of different things.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That must be heavy.
Yeah. And to be honest, of a lot of the things that I uncovered, I didn't uncover them, but they were shown to me. Like, there's a Sicario is the PG version of what it could have been.
Holy shit.
As barbaric as that is, and how we were shielded from, the drug war. And that was 2010, 2011, the drug war that it's based on. More people died in the 5 years around that than died in Vietnam.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's the wildest one. The wildest one that we're dealing with, like when you talk about major problems that this country has. Sure, we have immigration problems. Sure, we got a lot of problems. But one of the wildest ones is the amount of people that die from fentanyl overdoses every year.
So, doing research, I was trying to figure out just to have a perspective on the scale of revenue generating industries. And it started with oil. Like, how much money do oil companies make? And if you look at the top 10 revenue generating industries, it's up there at like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 somewhere. It's not as high as I thought it would be. Pharmaceuticals sit there at like 3.2 trillion a year in revenue. Illegal drugs are estimated at 3.3 trillion. And we talk about big pharma as this fucking monster. Think about the fact that illegal drug trade is bigger than big pharma.
Holy shit. Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Bigger.
Yeah.
And all funded because it's illegal. But obviously, there's a demand for it.
And there's no way to know. There's no way, it's because it's illegal.
Right.
Those are estimates. I don't know how they make the estimates, but those are the estimates.
Here's a question. If you're the president of the world, if you have this fucking magic wand, do you even want drugs to be legal? What do you want to do? Do you want to go after the people that are making the drugs and just say it's a war on America, on American youth, because 100,000 people die every year and we need to involve the military and go after the cartels? Or do you say, we need to wake up to the fact that people are going to take these fucking things no matter what? So we need to regulate them, make them legal, and make them pure. And also give people some sort of an understanding of what the correct dose is, tell them not to do it, offer counseling, have rehab centers, have all that funded by the taxes that you're going to make from selling these things legally, but allow people to sell it legally. Because you're either boosting up the pharmaceutical drug companies, which are pretty gangster, or you're boosting up the real gangsters. Like,
I would argue, and I don't have an answer. Look, I've written movies about this. I don't have the fucking answer. But if you look at, he can pull it up right now, overdose deaths from prescription medication, OxyContin, all these various things. And that's exactly what you're saying. That is a regulated, heavy narcotic, heavily regulated. You know, it's a class A or 1, whatever they call it, Schedule 1. You know, you write that prescription as a doctor, somebody's going to come knocking and go, what was this for exactly? Like, you write a ton of them, you better be a freaking orthopedic surgeon.
Especially today.
Yeah. And the number of deaths from prescription overdoses is pretty substantially high. I think it would be a failure. I don't think it would work. I don't know what we do. I think that, and I talked about it in Sicario, where he says, look, until we can figure out a way to convince 20% of the population not to smoke and snort this shit, a measure of control is the best we can hope for.
Yeah, if you made it legal, for sure there would be people, this is the argument against it, if you made it legal, for sure there would be people that try it, that wouldn't ordinarily try it, but they try it because it's legal.
Yeah.
Like when Elon was on my show and he smoked weed with me, one of the things he said, oh, this is legal, huh? Yeah, it's legal here, bro. We smoked weed together. But he said it's legal, so he felt like he could do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll try it. How many kids would do heroin if it became legal? How many kids would do coke?
Yeah.
How many impressionable people that wouldn't do something illegal will now do something because it is legal? And how many generations does it take before we figure out how to stop
And I
that
guess
from
the
happening?
question would be, could they make a heroin light?
Ah,
Could they make
like a Miller Lite.
Like a cocaine light? Because if you've ever watched one of those shows about how they make cocaine, you're never doing cocaine.
Well, we had Mariana Van Zeller, who has that show. What is that show called? Excuse me? Traffic. And she was embedded in this drug producing lab in, was it Costa Rica? Where was it? Colombia? I think it was Colombia. And she was in there with these people while they're making cocaine, and they let her document everything. And she even walked out with them when they were hiking it out as mules on their back. She took the trek with them. She retraces one of the world's most, Peruvian jungles to the Colombian coastline, to the streets of Miami. Yeah. It's a crazy episode, man, because that lady has fucking
bleaching
courage.
those leaves with like diesel and freaking cow piss and
it's horrible.
Oh, God.
They have this vat and they're pouring these chemicals in there and they're taking all the fucking coke out of it and then they're packing it up, this pure cocaine. Like it's so pure, it's really good for you. And they're taking that pure.
But don't worry,
cocaine.
you can trust that middleman to not put a little fentanyl in there, just to cut it a little bit with some fucking flour.
Now that's the argument for it being legal and hard to get. That if it was legal and you really went after the people that are making it illegally and you test everything, you would stop all the fentanyl overdoses at least. But you're not gonna stop all the overdoses. You know, for sure people just overdose on regular coke. They definitely die on regular heroin. They definitely have. It's just, would they die as often? Would it be as bad? And would you have to deal with propping up this illegal drug regime, which is the scary part?
Yeah.
Because they're right next door. We could just walk over there. You could literally walk over. They're walking over here. We could walk over there too. You could walk over to a place that's run by drug cartels.
Yeah. You have to look at the desire. What is the? And obviously, a lot of it's gonna. If you've worked really hard, you built up this, and you got a family, and you got a kid in college, and someone goes, "Hey, you want to go over to this new bar? They got cocaine." You're probably gonna go, you know what? I don't.
Right.
I've got a lot to lose.
That sounds sketchy.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. But if you've grown up in this fucking shitty family and, your father's abusive and mom's an alcoholic and she's a drug abuser and you feel like you have no